Today's lesson 1-9, Algebra, Arithmetic Sequences. By the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to describe the relationships between the terms of a sequence, and you're going to be able to find the next three terms in a sequence. We have three vocabulary words for today: sequence, term, and arithmetic sequence. So here we have what's known as a sequence because it is an ordered list of numbers. Notice we're going from the smallest number, 8, to the largest number, 20. And this is known as an arithmetic sequence, which is a specific type of sequence, because we're adding the same number to the previous number every single time. So in other words, from 8 to 11, we are adding 3. And from 11 to 14, we're adding 3. And from 14 to 17, you add 3. And from 17 to 20, you add 3. So this is known as an arithmetic sequence because we're adding the same number, in this case 3, every single time to this sequence. Each one of these individual numbers, 8, 11, 14, 17, and 20, those are known as the terms. Those are the terms of the sequence. In other words, they're the specific numbers in this sequence. So this is known as a sequence because they're ordered from smallest to biggest. This is known as specifically an arithmetic sequence because we're adding the same number every single time. And the individual numbers are known as the terms. So let's get to an actual example. We're going to need to describe the relationship between the terms in the arithmetic sequence 8, 13, 18, 23. Then we're going to write the next three terms in the sequence. Oh, something I forgot to mention back here was, notice these three dots here at the end? That means that this sequence can continue on and on and on. We're just showing you a little snapshot of the sequence here from 8 to 20, but it actually continues on after that, and we could have 23, and then we could have 26, and so on and so on. So it's actually it doesn't end at 20. So back to this example. We're going to have to describe the relationship between the terms, or between the individual numbers in this sequence right here, and then we need to write the next three terms. So we have to do two things. First, we have to find the relationship between these, and then we're going to write the next three. So let's see, 8, 13, 18, 23. So we have to figure out, what do we add every single time? Well, let's see. From 8 to 13, we add 5. From 13 to 18, we add 5. And from 18 to 23, we add 5. So that means the relationship between these terms is that we are adding 5. So in order to figure out what the next few numbers are, or the next three terms in this sequence are going to be, all we have to do is add 5. So let's see. 23 plus 5 is going to be 28. And 28 plus 5 is going to be 33. And 33 plus 5 is going to be 38. So there in blue, I have, those are going to be the next three terms in this sequence. Here's the first 4, and here's the next 3. And I figured out the next 3 by just adding the relationship between the terms. The first part, I take the first part of the question when I found out the relationship. I take that answer, and I use that answer in order to be able to find out the next three terms just by simply adding 5 each time. Let's try another example. Here we again need to describe the relationship between the terms. So describe the relationship, and here's our arithmetic sequence: 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 1.0. Then we need to write the next three terms in the sequence. Okay, so in order to go from 0.4 to 0.6, we have to add 0.2, or 2/10. To go from 0.6 to 0.2, we need to add 2/10. And to go from 0.8 to 1, we have to add 2/10. Notice that it's okay in an arithmetic sequence. You don't have to add a whole number every single time. We can also add decimals. So now we've done the first part. We've figured out the relationship between the terms. Now we're going to write the next 3 terms in the sequence. So that means I'm going to go from 0.1 and I'm going to add 2/10 and I'm going to get 1.2. Now to figure out the second term, I'm going to add 0.2 to 1.2 and I get 1.4. And now I'm going to add 0.2 again, this time to 1.4, and I get 1.6. Here we figured out the next 3 terms in the sequence. So there's the second part of the question. Here's the first part of the question. The relationship between the terms is that we're adding 2/10, and now we've written the next 3 terms in the sequence. And that's all there is to arithmetic sequences.